On September 17, 1976, NASA unveiled its first space shuttle, the Enterprise. Originally dubbed the Constitution, the name of the space shuttle was changed into the Enterprise in commemoration of the starship from the immortal science fiction series Star Trek. For this, 40,000 fans around the entire nation had to send letters to President Gerald Ford. This campaign of sending letters was started from a woman named Betty Jo Trimble. Using mailing lists from conventions and advertisements in fanzines and newspapers, Trimble pleaded with fans to send letters and petitions asking that the name be changed to Enterprise. Could there be any more fitting tribute to the space program? This new epoch of human history would be symbolized by Gene Roddenberry's optimistic vision of a future of international cooperation and social harmony. Wasn't that better than a nationalistic or Cold Warrior-ish designation? Soon the White House was flooded with thousands of letters from Star Trek fans. Eventually, their wish came true. The nation's first space shuttle made its maiden voyage under the name Enterprise, marking the start of a new era of space exploration. Star Trek. This is a huge science fiction franchise created by Gene Roddenberry. This franchise is constituted of 6 TV series, 12 movies, and hundreds and thousands of books, magazines, and games. Most Star Trek stories depict the adventures of humans and aliens who serve in Starfleet, the spaceborne, humanitarian, and peacekeeping armada of the United Federation of Planets. This franchise has hugely affected the human society, especially in the aspect of technology. The first series of the franchise, the original series, covers the adventures of Captain James T. Kirk, portrayed by William Shatner, and his ship, the Enterprise. Another prominent series is Star Trek The Next Generation. This series covers the adventures of Captain Jean-Luc Picard and his crew of the Enterprise D, a descendant of the previously mentioned starship, and was successful in gaining popularity among many people. It is from these 2 series that most concept of innovative technology was first introduced. So, let's take a look at it, shall we? One of the most innovative technology inspired by Star Trek was the cell phone. Now used by almost every people around the world, the first cell phone, Motorola StarTAC, was invented by Martin Cooper, a former vice president of Motorola. One day, during a break from his heavy schedule, Martin Cooper happened to watch an episode of Star Trek. There, he noticed the communicator that Captain Kirk was using. This moment changed his life as well as the entire world.
And suddenly, there's Captain Kirk talking on his communicator. Talking with no dialing. That was not a fantasy to us, although to the rest of the world it was. But to me, that was an objective.
After seeing this episode, Dr. Martin Cooper and his team at Motorola was successful in developing one of the first model of mobile phones, the StarTAC. The StarTAC was a great hit. It was the first mobile phone to gain widespread consumer adoption. 60 million StarTACs were sold. Considering that handheld mobile phones were not widespread at the era, this is a surprising record. It is almost twice of that of the iPhone 3GS. Also, Star Trek inspired the development of various functions included in the iPhone. At the Worldwide Developer Conference, Steve Jobs said that he grew up watching Star Trek while introducing the iPhone 4. He is also known for using Star Trek movies when introducing the video features of the products he introduced, notably the iPad. This shows that Steve Jobs also got his inspiration from Star Trek. It is an undeniable fact that this product allowed people to live in a way never possible before, by opening up the era of mobile communication. If it wasn't for StarTAC or the iPhone, we would still be living in a world where the only means of mobile communication is a beeper. Not only did Star Trek bring innovations to our daily gadgets, but also helped develop a machine that would save countless lives. The CyberKnife, which is a robotic radiosurgery system used for treating tumors, was created by Dr. John Adler, a professor of Stanford University who specializes in brain surgery. In an email interview, he claimed that Dr. Bones McCoy from Star Trek the original series inspired him to develop a machine that would help cure patients without a single incision. CyberKnife, which has been curing cancer for 12 years now, has been proven to be effective even in treating lung cancer, the deadliest cancer which kills 160,000 people in the US every year. Its 5-year study found that CyberKnife destroyed 95% of tumors. The 3-year survival rate was 80%. This is a big difference from traditional radiation, which destroys 30% of tumors and carries only a 30% survival rate. Once again, technology inspired by Star Trek has opened a new opportunity for many people. Until now, we have seen technologies inspired by Star Trek, but inspiring scientists to develop new gadgets is not the thing of the past. It's still happening. Selected as one of the best inventions of the year 2012, the Google Glass suggests a new paradigm of wearable computers. Wearing Google Glass is just like having a smartphone in front of your eyes, anywhere, anytime. It lets you use all of Google's services, including web search, map navigation, weather forecasts, and etc. Its retail version is scheduled to be launched in 2014, while the developer version is now on sale. Amit Singhal, Google Vice President and Senior Search Engineer, said that the company has been inspired by Star Trek to develop the ubiquitous computing concept where gadgets woven into users' daily lives seamlessly respond to questions. In Star Trek, when the crewman of the Enterprise asks a question, he or she is able to get an answer immediately. This is how it works on the Enterprise. Computer, is Star Trek the best science fiction franchise ever made?
Affirmative.
It's just as simple as that. Also, the design of the Google Glass was inspired by the visor of Geordi LaForge, chief engineer on board the Starship Enterprise D in the Star Trek series The Next Generation. These visors provided him with additional information about what he saw with his eyes. The Google Glass is expected to open the market for wearable computers. This will change our life as dramatically as the development of smartphone, changing the way we acquire information and communicate with others. Once again, Star Trek has been successful in its role of driving force behind these changes. Star Trek has continued to inspire mankind into developing innovative technologies that have changed many aspects of our lives, and it'll continue to do so even in the future. The Alcubierre theory, which is claimed to be inspired by Star Trek, has now taken its role as one of the most fundamental theories in warp propulsion, which is now being developed in NASA. NASA physicist Harold White said that the Alcubierre warp drive has now become plausible due to continuous R&D that he and his colleagues in NASA implemented. Many scientists agree with his viewpoint that we will be able to see a prototype warp spacecraft in a century. All these innovative technologies that has been introduced in the Star Trek franchise has changed the way people live. Other than just inspiring scientists to develop innovative technology, the Star Trek franchise has affected the way people think about scientific development. By showing people the possible future with highly developed technology, it is no exaggeration that Star Trek sparked the world's fever towards science.